let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of the Ask Andy Show. I've traveled non-stop for 16 plus years and went to 90 countries. I got a question from Joe M. again. Hi Andy, just got your email. Thanks for answering my question. It's always great to get the actual truth. I answer questions about the global planet we live in, and I've been to 90 countries. And I lived outside the U.S. for 16 years. We have so much intelligence and education in America, and yet we can be uninformed, misinformed, and swept away by fairy tales. This girl's really smart. I always benefit from your real deal videos. She's giving me another label. Real deal videos. I'm raw sometimes. I'll just tell you what the hell's going on, right? I'll just tell you the truth. Okay, by the way, you may or may not have noticed that on your Yahoo's homepage that they have a gallery of little news clips. They have a new one called 5 Reasons to Not Retire in the U.S. And then the news is quite positive about why baby boomers are retiring overseas and how many more are projected to retire there. All I can say is, oh boy. And I agree 100%. This is just a stupid thing to act like just anybody and everybody can go retire abroad. They act like all you got to do is just go down there, buy a house, move there, just like you're moving from Indiana to Ohio. This is silly, guys. These cultures are very uncomfortable. The theft is higher. The availability of medical and everything's dodgy. And then you do it at the worst time in your life when you're old, right? When you're really not prepared, situationally not prepared to handle some of these places. And so I got a thing on this book I'm writing, this Ecuador guide, this Vilcabamba Ecuador guide. It's called a 7-year itch. Why? Because 99% of the people that go abroad return home within 7 years. I call it a 7-year itch. You just don't see people staying there. It's very difficult to find somebody that's actually been out of the country for 7 years, because they all like hide their tail, put their tail between their legs, desert their house and go home. Okay. I just saw a video that you had done in the past with a wonderful Canadian lady in Honduras who had a third-floor apartment near the beach, next door to the expensive resort. It was a great interview. She had been to 67 countries. It seems to me that I try to get these people that actually live outside the United States instead of the people that are just been outside the United States. Whenever you're watching a video, make sure that you key in on how long. It's not a matter of where, it's a matter of how long. The people like me that 16 years are very rare. The people that are 1 year out and act like they know anything and everything about the country, they're rampant. They're all over the place. They're wankers. Don't listen to them. She had been to 16 years. It seems to me that when expats are successfully living long terms overseas, they are individuals who have traveled extensively, who have been repeatedly exposed to foreign cultures. Right here's the thing you need to know. There's people in Ecuador right now that have never been even to the next village over. They've lived only one place. They're too afraid to even travel the country. If you're not willing to get on a bus and go across the whole country by yourself or with somebody else or into the 2 or 3 countries in a row, you shouldn't be living outside the United States. It's just not safe. If you're in the United States, you're not afraid to go from Indiana to Ohio to Michigan or whatever, but they're afraid and they're living there. When you talk to people in these places, you've got to find people that are willing to actually live in the country they're in. I mean, you can't just go isolate yourself in one village and expect to really be safe. It's not safe. Okay, and I also saw a post you did a while ago about the unfortunate man living abroad who was getting senile, and you helped him to get his day-to-day finances ironed out and tried to locate any family members who could help you. I guess with the 7-year itch, many Americans would move back to the U.S. long before, she's keyed in on the right stuff. She's just really intelligent. Very few people make it beyond 7 years abroad. There's no doubt that going and living in the just accepting that you may retire in the United States, you get on Medicaid and you can be taken care of medically. The truth is this: most people, they get so afraid the first time they get sick, they just get on a plane and go back home. They don't trust the medical where they're at. And I did help a man that got senile in Guatemala but it's really sad. You have to have a way to have somebody take care of you till the day you die. Now, the only way I know I can do this is if I get married to a girl and basically make sure that she's going to benefit financially until I die, or even after I die. Recently, I read a blog by a lady who in her 70s who is an expat in Honduras, and she lives in a house she bought in the hills. Her retirement is little over $700 a month, but she says it isn't enough. She needs double that amount. So she's looking for other expats to move in with her, or else she will have to sell her house. Okay, the factor she did is she shouldn't have bought the house. People buy houses. They think that you can just buy a house in another country, and it's just as easy to buy a house there, and somehow you're going to. It's difficult. You don't speak the language, you don't understand the culture, you don't understand the social roles. It's just silly. Rent a place. I mean, and a lot of times there's so many of these houses that are empty where people got the 7-year itch and left. You can have a $500,000 house and rent it for $500 a month. You'd be paying a $5,000 payment, or you can pay $500 a month to rent it. Okay. I think that every retiree willing to move abroad should pay for a consultation fee with you. Maybe more of them could make a go at it if they had steered away from the biggest pitfalls. Thank you for your information you provide with this. Okay, I do provide, if you get on Hobo Traveler and you hit on the bottom, there's a way to buy consultation from me. Obviously, it's really stupid to just choose one country and go retire in it. That is just anal. To buy a house in a foreign country in the first month that you move there is as stupid as the day is long. It is difficult to live abroad in another country. It's incredibly uncomfortable, and it's simple things that you will have culture fatigue until you're blue. If nothing else, you should call me up so you can break it down to a list of at least 3 or 5 countries to think. And you shouldn't think in countries. You should think in cities. You don't retire in a country. I don't go to California and retire. I would retire in, Sacramento or someplace specific. Albuquerque, New Mexico. We don't just choose one country. They're grouping these countries together as if you just retire in Ecuador. There's only two or three places in Ecuador that are even worth thinking about retiring at. They don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the proximity to the airport. Like just where I was at in Vilcabamba is a horrible place for an old people to live. It's a great person for a young person, but if you're after 65 or 70, you might as well just hang it up. It's too far from the airport. It's too difficult to get there. The roads are horrible. The sidewalks are tough. The roads are bad. There's washouts and all sorts of stuff. And they want to go retire there acting like it. But what they do is they get scared and then they go for home. I can help you to zero in on some cities that might fit you. You have to qualify you as to where you can go and where you can survive. But don't sell your house. Sell your house, live in an apartment in America, do whatever you do, start living month to month, then jump. Once you can live month to month here, then you don't have all these things. But they think they got to take all their money, and they're not going to ever lose any money. They're going to basically take all that house they just sold and invest it really quick. It's like they're going to save money, and then they're going to have to desert the house in that country where they just moved. It's silly. Put it in the bank and preserve your principal and live month to month in a rental property for 2 or 3 years and 4 or 5 years, and once you live there long enough that you know you love the place, then maybe buy. But it's just insane. But you get on every single website, they're wanting to say buy real estate, buy real estate. Why? Because the website people are getting commissions and are working with things. So they're basically making a lie advertisement. This is not the real deal, guys. She's very smart here. She's just keying on all the bullshit they're doing. Okay, thank you very much.
We can